Hello kids. So we completed our second block and today we are entering into our third block. So in our third block, you are going to learn something. So before going to know what we are going to learn, let me write something and can you find what they are? Okay. I go to school. I brush my teeth. I eat my breakfast. I get up early in the morning. Children, can you find what did I write here? I have written some sentences which I do daily. Yes, daily I go to school. I brush my teeth. I eat my breakfast. I get up early in the morning. Yes. So these are the things or these are the activities which I do daily. Yes. Now tell me, are they in order? Do I go first to school? No, I am not going first to school. What do I do early in the morning? I get up early in the morning. So this is the one which I do first. Means here I didn't arrange them in order. So I want to arrange the things in order to make it clear to understand. So what am I telling you won't be understand. So if I arrange them properly in order, then you might be able to understand. So what must I do for that? I want to use the order words. Do you remember the order words? What are they? First, next, then, after that, finally. So these are the words we generally use for our order words. Now, to sequence them in order. So, what must I do? I want to sequence them by using the order words. First, which comes first? I get up early in the morning is the first thing I do. So, I write first, I get up early in the morning. Next, what do I do? After getting up, I brush my teeth. So next, I brush my teeth. Then, I eat my breakfast. So after that, I go to school. But we don't have one more sentence. So what must I do? Which is the last one. For that, I want to use the word finally. So finally, I go to school. Since I know these all, which I do regularly, I gave the order correctly. But children, if they give you some sentences which you don't know, how are you going to keep the order and how are you giving the order? So what do you want to do? Anything, any story, first you want to listen carefully. Means if you have good listening skills, proper listening skills, then only you can sequence the order and do something. Because as you are growing up, you will be getting many things to give the order. So if you won't know how to give the ordering properly, you cannot write in your exams or some other things or even a story to explain to your friends or something. So what you want to do? First you want to improve your listening skills. So you improve your listening skills first of all so that you can give the ordering properly. So today our aim is to identify the sequence of the events in a story by reading. That means we are going to read a story. Means you want to listen the story very carefully. If you listen the story very carefully, then only you can give the sequence very perfectly. So if you are not going to listen, you are unable. Okay. So what is the story? So we are going to listen about the blue kite. So previously I told you just by listening to the title itself we want to guess about the story. Means what is the story about? The blue kite. Means who will be there mostly in the story? The story will be about the kite. It will be about a kite. The kite will be in blue color. Means the total theme of the story will be about the blue kite. Now let us know about the blue kite, what is going to happen to blue kite and everything about it. But listen carefully because we are going to sequence the events. Are you ready, children? Children, open your page number 22. Can you see the heading? The blue kite. It means the story is on a kite which is blue in color. Can you see the picture there? Now down see the title. The blue kite. Above that, can you see genre? What type of story it is? Genre tells us what type of story this is. So this is a fantasy. Fantasy means which will be imagination. So we can imagine this story and we can feel happy, but this cannot happen real. Now can you see down the keywords? Yes, once go through those keywords and you want to complete them in your classwork. Goose, wise, giant, admire, proud. Now you can read these keywords and let us find the meanings of these later. Okay. Now let us move to the next page, page number 23. What can you see in this page? We can see 3 birds and a kite, a blue color kite. Now let us see what they are talking about. One day, Jippy, the blue kite, flies high in the sky. Some birds fly past her. Jippy hears them talking. Now children, in the picture can you see the birds? What birds are there? There are some birds and the name of the kite is Jippy. Did you see there a kite? The name of the kite is Jippy. And while it is passing the birds, they are talking about something and Jippy hears them talking. Let us move to the next page, page number 24 and find what they are talking. And children, since our aim is to identify the sequence of the events in this story, listen carefully the events and each and every page what is happening here. Can you see the Jippy is listening to the birds, what they are talking? The kites in China have such bright colors. You can see them from far away, says a duck. And they have so many different shapes, added a goose. Chinese kites are the best. Now, can you understand what they are talking? Yes, they are talking about the China kites. So here we have Jippy, a small kite, but the birds, what birds are they? They are the goose and the duck. They were talking about the China kites. They are saying that the China kites are bright and in color. Now, they are also saying that they have different types of shapes. So, what did the duck say? The duck said that they have bright colors and the goose said that they have different shapes. And they said that the Chinese kites are the best kites. Now let us move to the next page, page number 25. Now there are 2 pictures in page number 25. Now see the first one. Jippy looks at herself. She is just a blue square kite. The kites in China must be so much better than me, she thinks. I must see them. Now, what is the shape of the Jippy? Jippy is of square shape. So, blue color, square shape. So, it is thinking that the China kites will be much better than Jippy. So, what is she thinking? She is thinking to go to China, visit the place and find how the kites in China are. Now let us find how is it going. Now see the next picture. The next morning, Jippy takes off for China. The wise old owl, who sits in the pine tree, tells her the way. China is far, my dear. Fly east until you see the sea of grey whales, says the owl. So, Jippy doesn't know the way to China. So, whom did she ask? She asked the owl. Can you see the owl which is sitting there? So, where is the owl sitting? The owl is sitting on the pine tree. So, does the owl know the way to China? Yes, it knows the way to China. So it told the Jippy to go towards the east. She asked her to fly towards the east until she sees the grey color whales in the sea. Can you observe there? SEEC is to see with our eyes, and SEAC means the water body. It is a water body. In that, who lives there? The grey color whales. Now, once remember the sequence, children. First, Jippy listened to the birds talking. What did they talk? They talk about the kites in the China. Now, what did it think? It thought to visit China. Whom did she meet? She met the owl, the wise owl, who gave her the instructions to go towards the east side until she sees the grey color whales in the sea. Now let us move to the next page, page number 26. So what can you find in this picture? We can see the trees, hills, and also some place where we can find the water. Yes, now let us move to the first picture. Jippy flies for many days and many nights. She flies over tall mountains and thick forests. So where did she fly? She flew above the mountains and the thick forest. Can you see the mountains and thick forest, children? Yes. Now next, go to the next picture. Wow. She is finally flying over a deep blue sea. She sees something huge and grey just below the water. It is a grey whale. Jippy knows she is close to China. Now, did you remember, children, previously the owl said that it must fly towards the east until she sees the green whales. Now, we found that the Jippy had seen the grey color whales. It means that it is very near to China. Now let us move to the next page, page number 27. Now what can you see here? Can you see some bears and also many kites? Okay, now see the first picture. She sees the Great Wall of China winding over mountains and valleys. She sees giant pandas climbing tall bamboo trees. So what are they? They are the pandas. What are they climbing? They are climbing the bamboo trees. And Jippy also saw the Great Wall of China. So do you know the Great Wall of China? It is the boundary. So there is a wall between the mountains and the China. So she had seen that wall. Now she had seen the pandas also, the giant pandas. Can you see them in the picture? Now let us move to the picture down. She is flying over China. Soon Jippy begins to see many colorful shapes in the sky. The kites in China really do look amazing. Yes, can you see the kites, children? There are many kites. Can you see? Different type of kites, different shapes. Butterfly, triangle, frog, dragon, tadpole, Mickey Mouse, star shape, many kites. So, how did she feel now? Jippy felt very happy. She had seen the kites really amazing. So, she said that the kites in China are really amazing. They look amazing now. How is Jippy? Jippy feels happy seeing all the kites. Now let us move to the next page, page number 28. Can you see there Jippy? Yeah, Jippy is there with a butterfly kite and a dragon kite. I think she is talking to them. So let us see what is she talking. A huge yellow and red dragon kite flies towards Jippy. Behind her is a colorful butterfly kite. Kites of many different shapes and colors are soon flying all around Jippy. But why are they all looking at her? You look so beautiful, Blue Kite, says the dragon kite. I wish I had a simple shape like you. You look so nice, says the butterfly kite. Children, do you really think that the kites are talking? No, the kites cannot talk, but we said previously that this is a fantasy story. Means the things may not happen, but we assume like that they are talking. Means our story, what is there in our mind, we apply it to them and we make it as fantasy as they are talking, moving and something else. Okay. Now, what are the kites talking to Jippy? Actually, Jippy came to see the bright and colorful kites in China. But after seeing Jippy, the kites, they came all around her, seeing her, and they are looking at Jippy. Even the dragon's kite. What did the dragon kite say there? Dragon kite said that Jippy is really beautiful. She said, "You look so beautiful, blue kite." And what do you think the blue kite said? Once read there. Yeah, it said that you have a simple shape, and she also wants such type of simple shape like Jippy. I wish I had a simple shape like you. You look so nice. Jippy thought that the China kites are very bright and colorful. They are very nice. They are very beautiful. But now the China kites, the dragon kite and the butterfly kite, they are saying that Jippy is really beautiful and they want a simple shape like Jippy. Now see page number 29. The other kites agree. They all admire Jippy. Jippy looks at herself. She is a lovely blue, like the deep blue sea. Her square shape is simple, but it makes her look smart. And she is strong too. She can fly all the way to China. Jippy feels proud of herself. The kites in China are amazing, but she is amazing too. Now what happened? See, the other kites, they agreed that all admired the Jippy. They all looked at Jippy. They said that she is beautiful and she is wonderful, having a simple shape. By listening to all this, Jippy now felt very happy and she became proud. She feels proud. She feels proud of herself, thinking that really she is beautiful. Since she flew from India to China, now it is thinking that it is really strong and her square shape is really simple and she looks beautiful in that shape. Now see, before when she came to China, she thought that China kites are beautiful, but now it felt very happy because they all admired her and now she thinks herself as beautiful and very strong. That's why children, first of all, we must praise ourselves. Means we must not be unhappy by seeing ourselves, by listening that others are really good. We try to be as we are and we want to do good and be good. Okay. So don't feel bad by thinking about others. First, we must try to be good. That's enough for us. Okay. Now children, did you understand the lesson? Did you listen carefully? Yes. So after listening, you want to sequence the events. So first of all, we want to remember the events. So let us recall them. So I am not taking the total points from the lesson, only few points. So here I have written few points. And how are we going to give the ordering? We are going to give the ordering by using the order words like first, next, then, after that, finally. So these are the words which we are going to use to give the ordering. Okay. So by these words we give the order and we will write them. So here if we see, first Jippy hears the birds talking. So what did the Jippy heard there? Jippy heard that the China kites are colorful and they are very bright and they are very colorful. Yes. So After listening to this sentence, what did Jippy thought? Jippy thought to go and visit China to see the kites. So here we are going to take only the important events from the story. So what are these important events? The important events are the topics by which we can understand the story very easily. There will be some sentences like what Jippy thinking, what is her feelings. So such feelings sometimes are not really important. See, in our life, daily we are doing some activities which are not really important. So if we take ourselves, the birth, our engage, our childhood, whatever the events happening, marriage days, birthdays, the people we are visiting, our school life, such events will be really important, and some events might not be very important. So in the same way, in the story, to make the story understand by others while we are explaining, we cannot explain the total part taking each and every sentence. For that, whatever the important things are there in the story, we are going to take only those things and we are going to explain them. Okay, for that we need to take order words to make them understand properly in a order. Now, so next she meets owl to know the way, because she doesn't know the way. Though she thought to go and see, she doesn't know the way. So she asked the owl the route, the way to go to China. Next, then she travels towards the east. Now, after knowing the way, she travels. While she is traveling, she goes over the hills, mountains and seas. And what does the owl told here? Owl asked her to travel till she sees the grey color whale. So that is also an important topic here. So children, I told you already, I am just taking these sentences to make you understand. So all the story you just read, and whatever the important events are there, you want to remember that. Basing on that, the order you want to remember, and you are going to identify the sequence of the events in your volume. Okay. Now, why we are not taking some sentences from there? Why are they not really important? See, some sentences like Jippy flying over the mountains. She had seen some pandas. Yes, such sentences which are not really important. No need of explaining those. So we can say Jippy went to China and she had seen them and she talked to them and they praised them. Such only important events whatever are there in that, you can underline and we can write them. So how to take the important events? So basing on that, we can go for the beginning, the middle and the end of the story. We can once. So let us see the beginning, middle and end. How do we write them? So coming to the beginning of a story, what we want to remember are the characters. How are the characters and what are the settings of a story is really important thing to remember while explaining about a story. So in this we have the characters like Jippy, the birds, the owl, okay, and the dragon kite on the kite. So all basing on this the character. So the setting is India and the China. So in India she was flying over the mountains and everything. So these are the settings. Now coming to the middle of the story, what happened in the middle? So what are the actions done by the character? Who is the important person in this? What is the important one? The kite is really important in the story. What are the actions done by the kite here? So the actions by the character. The actions done by the character. So here she flew towards China over the mountains, the sea, then pandas, the Great Wall of China, and she reached the China. Okay, these are the actions done by her. So after reaching at the end of the story, what happened? So end of the story, we want to know how the character changed. So how the character changed because of the actions. Now, after going to China, what happened now? She reached China. Then, all the kites praised her. Now, in the beginning, she thought she is not beautiful at all. Okay? First of all, when the birds praised the China kites, she thought that she is not beautiful. But here, she thought that she is really beautiful and she is really strong. So, basing on this beginning, middle and ending of the story, only the important points we take from that and we try to write the summaries of a story. Now, children, basing on all these, what is important in your story, try to use those sentences, and what are not really important, we can leave them. Okay, so now we are going to identify the sequence of the events in the story. So try to remember your story once again by reading your textbook. Okay, now let us move to our volume. Now children, open your volume, page number 21, and see the first question. Answer the questions from the story The Blue Kite. Now there are 4 questions. You read the questions and answer them on your own. Remember the story which you listen. Okay. So basing on that story, you want to complete your first question. Now see the second question. Put the events in the correct order by numbering them. So previously we used the order words, but here write the numbering. You can see 9 boxes. So read the lesson carefully. You listen the carefully so that you can give the ordering from 1 to 9 from the important events in the story. Okay. So here they had given you only the events, only some events. So give the numbering according. Now see the third question. List any 2 details from the story that are not important to the sequence of events. Previously we discussed. So there will be some sentences which are really not important. So basing on them, you want to complete your volume, the third question. Okay kids?